Merry Christmas, I'm Bobby Sixkilla and I don't have a Santa suit, but I do have a banana suit. Welcome ladies and Bruces and welcome to the 2020 annual Sixkilla Gaming Game of the Year Awards. Now I do know we're all sick of 2020 and we've nearly made it to the end, but I have to say, it's been an incredible year in the indie gaming scene. It's been an amazing year, especially if you're into the killing game or monster tamer genres, as those genres have seen an explosion of growth over the past 12 months. Which, as a huge fan of both, is so huge. I'm hoping for 2021 we'll see even more growth and experimentation in those genres. So now the conditions for being considered for the list are the same as the previous years, but just in case this is your first Game of the Year's award video on this channel, the game must be on PC, must have been released in a complete 1.0 state this year, and we must have played at least one episode on the channel. This year we have a total of 49 games in the running. There's a complete list in the description if you're interested in that. Usually I script the whole video, but this year I've decided to script this intro that I'm reading right now, so I can make myself say anything I like the beach was crowded with snow leopards. Anyway, I'm going to talk about the games off the cuff along with the script because I know I'm going to forget important talking points. Okay, so we're going to go through my top 10 games of the year, followed by you Bruce's decision for Bruce's Choice Game of the Year, which you've all been voting for throughout the year. So with that out of the way, let's get started. The latest offering from famed developer Cosmo D, set in the Off-Peak universe, like its predecessors, Tales from Off-Peak City Volume 1 delivers an unequaled atmosphere with wild and whimsical imagery, from talking buildings to tiny living cows. Tales of Off-Peak City Volume 1 is set in a small world densely filled with things to see, people to talk to, secrets to find, with an amazing feeling of exploration and discovery. Suit's absolute power is a highly stylistic black and white papercraft style RPG with both funny and hard-hitting writing. Fun and strategic turn-based combat, but most of all an incredible soundtrack with some of the strangest and catchiest tunes to ever grace a video game. This game centers around you, the fallen CEO of the terminated Suit City, and is a story of corruption, revenge, and redemption, depending on how you decide to play. Right now I'm in an unfortunate position of not having fully completed How Stories Die at the time of writing. However, the 80% or so that I've played has really blown me away. How Stories Die is a completely free visual novel with gorgeous art and a twisting, turning story that keeps you on your toes and surprises you constantly with many different endings that never went the way I expected. The main characters are well fleshed out and build a strong bond with you and your main character to make you care about the unbelievable events that ensue. Beautiful Desolation is both one of the most atmospheric games and one of the most unusual point-and-click adventure games I've ever played. A dystopian post-apocalyptic story set in South Africa with an incredibly effective diesel punk style aesthetic with unnerving characters and vistas. The story is beautifully written and takes our protagonist on a wild adventure through time to save his brother and possibly humanity. Okay, so I know I'm going to get some backlash for this, but honestly, Hellpoint is my favourite Souls-like game outside of the From Software titles. As soon as I finished my first playthrough, I immediately started a new game and played through again. It may not be anywhere near as punishing as one of the Souls games, but its atmosphere is impeccable. This is the game you'd get if you crossed Dark Souls with System Shock. Hellpoint is full of cosmic horror, existential dread, and drives exploration and discovery with huge amounts of illusory walls hiding secret areas and items, and a dedicated jump button with a lot of verticality to explore. It's the perfect sci-fi Souls-like. I must admit, when I started playing 12 Hours to Die, I thought it was going to be an imitation of Danganronpa. But after playing this completely free visual novel, I have to say that I was wrong, and it really made itself distinct from its obvious inspiration in many ways, including the really quite challenging puzzles leading up to the trial phase. The writing and story are both very good, with some very well fleshed out characters with their own motivations and backgrounds. Definitely a recommendation for those who love the killing game and investigation visual novel genres. Lena's inception is a Zelda-like with a twist or two. The world is procedurally generated and bosses can either be destroyed or pacified, a la Undertale, with multiple endings to be achieved based on your actions. There are plenty of opportunities for sequence breaking and playing it your way. Beautiful pixel art in both 8 and 16-bit styles depending on your preference. 16 for me. Solid puzzles, if a little tricky late game, and a fourth wall breaking story that makes this game an easy recommendation. Paradise Killer is an eye-popping, psychedelic, hyper-saturated killing game with a story that I can in no way do justice here. You really have to see it for yourself, but in essence it's a game where there's a murder or 6, and you, Lady Love Dies, are brought out of exile to investigate. Along the way you'll meet a host of colourful characters, find clues and discover conspiracies that you'll have to piece together using your own deductive skills to fill in the blanks, because when the trial comes, there's no right or wrong answer, just your interpretation. When a new protagonist was introduced to replace Kiryu, I was nervous. When they said they were replacing the iconic and probably most satisfying ever melee combat with turn-based RPG mechanics, I was nervous. But I'm happy to report that all my concerns were completely unfounded. Firstly, Ichiban has quickly become my favourite Yakuza protagonist, with a personality almost opposite of Kiryu's hardened cynicism. Ichiban is naive, optimistic, happy-go-lucky, and a gamer that is obsessed with becoming a hero like in his beloved Dragon Quest games. And so the turn-based combat is thematic of that desire, and on top of it being thematically relevant, it's also a lot of fun, and while it's light on strategy, it's heavy on the punchiness that made the predecessors so satisfying. As far as I'm concerned, Birth Me Code is the best killing game outside of the Zero Escape franchise. And as many of you know, Zero Escape appears on my top 10 games of all time list, so that's no mean feat. Taking Zero Escape is obvious inspiration. The game has a unique premise in which you are the mastermind, but also has a complex mystery to unravel to discover the truth about your situation. The game features excellent writing and storytelling, difficult but well thought out puzzles, and deep characters with backgrounds and motivations of their own. This is a must play for any fan of the genre. Okay, now it's finally time for the Bruce's Choice Game of the Year Award. Chosen by all you Bruces and Brucettes out there, you voted on 49 games throughout the year to bring it down to the final 2, Birth Me Code and Quantum Suicide. And while the voting was so close, Birth Me Code managed to take the win 61% to 39% at time of writing, making it both the Game of the Year winner and the Bruce's Choice Game of the Year. Huge congratulations to Miracle Moon for creating such a wonderful game that has resonated so strongly with the community. Well, that's it. Another year down, and 2021 from the outside looks like it's going to be even better for gaming in general. Fingers crossed. I hope all you Bruces and Brucettes enjoy the holiday season as best you can considering the circumstances, and I hope you're all as excited for I am for what 2021 will bring. Being the naive and overly optimistic person that I am, make sure you'll let me know in the comments what your favourite games of the year have been and what games you're most excited for 2021. 2020 has been a huge year for the channel as well, and I cannot thank you all enough for your support. I honestly thought we'd never get this far, but I am dedicated to keep pushing, improving, and trying to help great indie devs show off their games. So thank you to all my subscribers, thank you to all the indie devs I've worked with this year, and an extra thank you to my wonderful patrons, Binary Lev and Churlish Gambina. You're all wonderful people, every single one of you, and I look forward to seeing you all next year. Thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.